yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on your troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. What a classic! It's awesome! Everyone's done it. Right, okay. I'm going to start with the chords. The main chord progression in here is lovely. It's just so easy to play once you get your head around it. I love it. Okay, we've got to start with a G. And then to move that to an E minor, lovely hack here, just put your fourth finger on the fourth fret of the C string. You've got an E minor. And then you move to the A minor with your first finger, not your second as we usually do, but if you go for your first finger, you can then put the second finger on the second fret of the E string for the D7, and then the move to the G, you just move both those fingers across one string and replace your third finger, and you've got the G again. So it goes... And that constitutes 3/4 of 3 of the verses. So it's brilliant. It's a lovely, lovely chord routine. The arrangement of this song is a classic AABA arrangement, which basically means the first, the second, and the fourth verse are pretty much the same, and then the third verse is completely different. There's a lot of songs from this era that are structured in this way. So what you will find is the last line of the first, second and fourth verses will be slightly different each time. In verse 1, we've got a B7 followed by an A7, then back to a D7, which then leads into verse 2, which has the same G, E minor, A minor, D7 progression. At the end of verse 2, we go from a B7 to an E minor to a B7, lovely little change, and then that moves into verse 3, which we'll come to in a second. And at the end of verse 4, the fourth line of the fourth verse, we go from a B7 to an E minor to an E7 before doing the reprise from the C, the E minor, the D7, and then we've got the G, E minor, A minor, D7, G to finish off the song. Absolutely gorgeous! But I'm not showing you verse 3 yet. Verse 3, wonderful. Some lovely, lovely chords in this, and the movements are sublime. Right, we start off with a C major 7. Use your second finger on this, because what you can then do is slide up to the third fret and place the bar down so you've got the D7. During verse 3, use the barred version of D7. It just works really beautifully with the chords. And it's a nice change. It's subtle, but it's nice. So we've got C major 7, D7, B minor 7, and then A minor 7, so everything on there. And then we've got the D7 again, and then the G major 7, which is a bar of the bottom 3 strings on the second fret, and then that moves to a G7. There's no easy way around this. You've got to move from the bar to the G7, and then we move up to the E minor, and then the A7, which is a bit of a jump, but if you just focus on your first finger making that movement, everything else falls into place. And then we have D major 7, which we need the bar for, and then the third finger. I usually double up my second and my third fingers for this, because that feels more secure, rather than trying to do this or this. Get both fingers on there. The more weight you've got on the string, the better, if you can. And then we go to the B minor 7, which is just the bar across those 4 strings. And then we go E minor, A7, A minor 7, and then D7, and then we're back to G. Right, strumming. I'm in two minds about this. I like two different ways, and I've played both different ways live, so I'm going to give you both options. The first one is a really laid-back kind of arpeggiated strum, which is just a little bit slower, kind of. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. Which is really nice and a little bit kind of smooth. Or the other way I've done it is... Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. So what I was doing there was down, stop, up, down, stop, up, down, stop, up, down, stop. Which has just got a slightly more up-tempo feel to it. I'm going to play along with that now. I'm probably going to do the slightly faster one. And I'll probably vary it in places. And you should always vary your strums a little bit in places. If you want to copy what I do at some point, do. But try and make it your own. Always try and make songs your own. I'm going to use a slightly more up-tempo strum. And I'm going to give it an intro of a couple of times around the chord routine. Because it's just nice. Okay, let's start. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. Yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, your troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us shall be near to us once more. Someday soon we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. I think I'm going to leave the little mistake that I made in there, just to keep it real. Excellent. Have fun. Enjoy Christmas. And download the chord sheet. Enjoy.